Every time I go and sit down and do my makeup, I'm always talking to myself. So this is basically going to be the same thing, except I have a camera recording me. So POV, we're on FaceTime and I'm exposing myself. Oh, so let me just start, because if I dilly-dally too much, then I'm going to be late for my third graders. I literally always say this. Actually, I don't. Okay. Last video, the what's in my bag video, I spoke my truth about being a third grade teacher for catechism, and that's where I'm running off to after this video. My double life Hannah Montana situation. But the reason why I have to do a quick little beat, a light beat if you will, it's not gonna be anything crazy, is because if I show up without makeup, guys, kids are so honest. They're like, Miss Sarita, like, well, why do you look sick? So I'm not trying to get like sick allegations by some 6-year-olds. So here we are. No, but I also like to look cute for them. Like they, you know, like to look at my outfits, and especially the girls, like tell me if they like something, if they don't. So I always like try to dress for my inner child when I go teach the third graders. That's why I put on this like Sandy Liang choker that I just got in the mail literally yesterday. I was like, oh, the girls are really gonna like this. So that is why I'm wearing this. I'm gonna wear it with like ballerina slippers, and we're gonna really go for it. I didn't even prep my skin, guys. Like, I technically did moisturizer, but I didn't do my usual like Charlotte Tilbury prep. Whatever, forgive me, Charlotte. We're still besties. I use this as my base. It's like my holy grail. It's the product I've used the longest on my skin since middle school. I love it so much. And then on top of that, I use the Makeup Forever HD Skin Hydra Glow in 1N14. I usually use the regular version without the glow, but we're still in the winter months here in New York City. It's gloomy, as you can see, so we need a little glow. Oh, and before we keep going, I need to put these curls back. Okay, continuing on, we have some life updates. I think the last time I like sat down and really like chatted on this channel was for my mental health video a couple years ago when I started taking my medication. And yeah, it's been a while since we like chatted podcasty style, and I miss that so much. I feel like I'm a yapper at the end of the day. Wait, before we keep yapping, I'm going to try this new Rare Beauty contour that I got in a PR mailer. I'm kind of wary about the fact that I'm going to use a new product for this video because I want to look snatched for the girls, but I guess we're doing a first impression. I hope this isn't like the blush where if you use like the tiniest amount, you're screwed, because it like spreads out and like does all this crazy stuff. Anyway, life updates. My life update is that I am so self-aware and I need to learn how to turn it off. Oh, I'm kidding. It's a good thing that I'm self-aware. It's a blessing and a curse. Like literally the other day I was talking to my therapist and I hadn't talked to her in like 4 months. I've been going to like my other doctors and like my other support systems to like deal with things on my own, and I hadn't spoken to her in so long, and I'm like, wow, am I like growing? Like, am I just like healing? Being self-aware and healing is a good thing, but at the same time, it's just so exhausting having to do all that work. But you know what? I finally sat down, and when I talked to her, I realized how far I had come, so I was like, okay, it made it all worth it. So my life update is that we're slaying, we're healing, we're revisiting, we're rewriting our narrative. That's what it is. We're rewriting the narrative, we're slaying, which is perfect for this new era of mine coming up, which is my new apartment. I think this is the first time I'm saying it on social media, but I have been apartment hunting for the past couple of weeks, and I think I found the place. I think I found the place, but I don't want to say anything because I'm gonna do a whole like apartment hunting series, so I don't want to say too much here because I don't want to ruin the story time of it all, the storytelling of it all for the girlies that are going to watch that series on Instagram and TikTok. But I am definitely going to make like a YouTube recap type situation where I go through kind of like every single apartment that I saw and what I liked and what I didn't like about it, and kind of like, you know, how it is apartment hunting in New York, because I moved into this apartment immediately because my friend was already living here and her roommate had moved out. So I was like, well, this is my chance to move to New York. And so I never had that apartment hunting experience, so this is a first for me. Yeah, that's gonna be some fun content for the girls. Okay, I like that Rare Beauty contour, but I am just such a creature of habit that I'm gonna go over it with this Merit Stick in Sen. It's their bronze balm. I guess this is bronzer and what I was using was contour, so I guess I'm fine, but I'm a creature of habit. What can I say? Let's do a little bit of that so I can feel a little bit more at home. But anyway, it's just crazy to think about. That's why I really wanted to do this quick yappy get ready with me, because I think it's fun to, you know, freeze a moment of time and kind of see what my reality was, especially because at the end of this year, like, so many things are going to be different, like new apartment, perhaps I'll be speaking French, claiming that whole new mindset. Like, who knows, the possibilities are endless. Okay, that's feeling a little bit better. But anyway, more oversharing is coming soon to this channel, because something else that I'm literally so excited that I haven't announced anywhere, we're gonna be in our podcast era. Oh my gosh, I bought like this thing called mic flags, which are basically like a decorative thing that you put on your podcast mic. Look at how cute that is. I don't know if I'm gonna do like a big, I like being extra, so I don't know if I'm gonna do like a big huge rollout and content for the podcast, or if I'm just gonna be like, I have a podcast, here's the first episode. I think it's gonna be that, the latter, and then more additional assets for branding and stuff will come soon, because if I wait to do the branding, then I'm never gonna start the podcast, and I just want to start it and like get it out there and be a yapper. So I think that's what's gonna end up happening. But wow, YouTube fam is getting the tea today, because like, I'm out here announcing all my little secret projects that I've been working on for so long. Let's do a little blusherella. Oh my gosh, wait, period. I just got this Rhode Pocket Blush in the mail yesterday. I was like, for 2 seconds, I thought Miss Haley forgot about me, because I used to get their PR all the time, and then everything stopped, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, I guess I'm just not a Rhode girl anymore. Like, it's fine. I'll buy it with my own money, I don't care. They reached out again. I'm like, okay, we're so back. Anyway, I've always wanted to try this. I know I'm late. This is the Pocket Blush in Sleepy Girl, which is definitely my mood, so I'm kind of like loving that I got this one. Ooh, how do I open this? Oh, pretty. Okay, love that. I'm gonna put some on my, oh, okay. I'm gonna put some on my hand. Let's see how that looks. Okay, cute. It's super subtle. Maybe I should put some on like that. Cute. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, Haley, I didn't expect it to be so blendable. Cool. I'll definitely put on some powder blush later, but this is good for the base, I guess. I did ask you guys questions on Instagram to, you know, keep this POV FaceTime on a roll, because if not, I'm going to get sidetracked as I have this entire video. So let's just do it. Let's just get started with the questions. How did you meet Bella Hadid? You guys look like pretty good friends. Claim. By the way, I love your IG. Double claim. Are you kidding me? Okay, period. That's a good question. How do I even start the story? To be honest, like, I don't have much context. Like, I feel like I wish there was like a cooler story, but it's kind of boring. Basically, my manager texted me and was like, I have a huge op coming your way in your inbox. Check it out and let me know what you think. That was basically it. And it was like so ominous, and I'm like, oh my god, what could it be? And so I opened my email and I saw like Orabella, which is Bella Hadid's perfume company, and it was like, actually, let's read it together. I'm pretty sure I can go back and scroll all the way. Maybe an offer. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Sarita. Sharing an official offer from Orabella for your review. Let us know if you have any questions. And then basically it was just like a whole blurb of what Orabella was going to be. At this point, it was not announced to the world. Orabella is Bella Hadid's fragrance company, and I was so excited. I had to sign an NDA to like see what the product was, and ultimately after like reading the messaging of it, and of course like the fact that it was Bella herself that handpicked each of us, that part like really got me. I was like, well, yes, like I was in already, but now knowing all these details, yes, I accept your offer, Bella. Like, I do want to be an Orbella ambassador. And so it was so much fun. I think we had like a couple meetings before it was announced to the world, before it was announced that it was going to be exclusively sold on Ulta. And in those meetings is when we got to hop on a call with Bella herself and meet her and kind of like hear her story. And then that's when we were told that we were going to not only meet her over Zoom, which is how we had been chatting, but we were gonna meet her IRL because she was gonna do so many pop-ups and parties and promos for the fragrance. And what? Like, the fact that I just said that whole story so casually, like the coolest thing ever. Like, that is the coolest thing ever. Like, what? I still have to pinch myself. I remember when I got that follow, I was like, what? Not that a follow even matters, but she's just so genuinely detail oriented. I don't want to say detail oriented. There's like a word in Spanish called detallista, and it's when someone is just cares about the little things. And I think that's Bella. She just cares about the little things, and I think that's like just amazing. And she's a Libra, so of course Libras are just so hot and energetic and magnetic, and so I'm like, yeah, I have a crush. Of course I do. It's Bella. So yeah, she's just like the cutest thing ever. I wish I had a cooler story about that. Like, I manifested it. Well, I did and still do have a poster of Bella in my childhood home, so maybe I unintentionally manifested it. But up to that point of being offered this opportunity, I was working a lot with fragrance. I think I really love working with beauty, especially like hair care and scents. And I had previously worked with Marc Jacobs. I worked with Sol de Janeiro. You know, I'm kind of an underdog when it comes to like being a fragrance influencer. Like, I'm not a fragrance influencer. However, like, I had my ads in there. Like, I had my little Lancome, I had my Estee Lauder, I had my stuff, you know? I had my resume, my scent perfume ad resume. So I'm sure that definitely helped. So I guess like there was no way I could have prepared or known, because I had no idea that this brand was gonna come about. But you know, there are little baby coincidences that are super cute to the story. So that's kind of the story. I don't think I'm gonna do concealer today, guys. I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't love how concealer looks on me when I do it myself. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm probably using the wrong concealer or doing it the wrong way. But like I said, since I'm just going to be teaching the 3rd graders, I think I'm good. I don't need concealer. I'm a little shiny. I'm a little glowy, if you will. So just in my T-zone, I'm gonna do some of the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Cake. I do have the new packaging, but these literally last so long that I haven't needed to open it. So we're still on my little old pack. Also, there's just something about the powder being pink that's like so girly to me. I'm pretty sure that's why I, you know, haven't used another one. Okay, the next question is, did you ever have a phase where you didn't like your hair? Because often girls with curly hair at first don't accept it. Yeah, and you'd be absolutely right. That was definitely the case for me. I think most of my frustration growing up with my hair was that I just didn't know how to take care of it. Like, one day it would look really good, another day it wouldn't. I didn't know how to maintain a wash day, so it felt like every day I was doing something new, and it was exhausting. And I remember like every day at home, especially like in elementary, like I would be crying or like groaning and moaning and mumbling because I was just like, okay, now what am I gonna do with my hair? And I think that's one of the things that I really love about the internet, is how people can share these tips and tricks, because if it wasn't for the internet and Pinterest and tutorials, like, I wouldn't know how to do any of this. I wouldn't know how to take care of my hair at all. We're going in with Miss Pat. Pat, I love you. This is a very loved bronzer of mine. It's Bronze Without Caution, Glamorous Glow and Regal Radiance. Oh, Skin Fetish Divine Bronzer. And this brush from Charlotte Tilbury is so good. Anyway, and so yeah, like I grew up, I kind of like blacked out all the memories, but I do remember just like waking up and being so annoyed because I'm like, what am I even doing? And like even like trying to slick it back was such a hassle. I guess I just wasn't using the right products. But yeah, I remember I did cheerleading from like 5th grade to high school, but in high school it was different. I had already started learning, but in those beginning years I had to put my hair up into the high ponytail, like up to here, and that took like 30 minutes. Oh, and I also used to like try to chemically loosen my curl pattern. So many of my strands were straight, but then my root would come in super curly. So it was a confusing time for me, which again is why I think one day I sat down and I'm like, I'm going to try to learn how to love my hair. And that's when everything started changing. And so I started like approaching taking care of my hair from a place of love. And that's when I really started making moves. And I'm not gonna lie, that was like end of college kind of. So yeah, it wasn't until quarantine where I grew out my entire head of hair to have my natural hair, untouched, virgin hair. And I went from there. So to answer your question, yes. Oh, the tangents. What's your type? Borderline gay. Next question. Okay, no, but let me expand. Also, sorry about the construction. I don't have a type. So annoying. Why is she saying she doesn't have a type? Yeah, I gravitate towards a certain type of boy, like a little bit tan. I love curly hair. Like I love Cameron from The Summer I Turned Pretty. Like any variation or font of that type of man, I'm gravitating towards. However, I also have a crush on Ethan Slater. I also have a crush on Harry Styles. Are we seeing how all these men are completely different? I also have a crush on Idris Elba. I also have a crush on Jeff Goldblum. Are we seeing how all these men are completely different? Thank you. Anyway, my type is borderline gay. Have you ever gotten ghosted? Damn, let's do my lip routine and talk about this. Okay, I have some Summer Fridays on my lips right now, but I need my lips completely, like, no product so that this can sit nicely. This is also gonna be my first time trying another Rhode product that they sent me. I finally got my hands on their lip. Shut up, don't do construction, I'm talking to my girls. That's so annoying. Anyway, I got the little lippies, the lip liners from Rhode. I got the Lunge and the Press shade. Lunge and Press, these are the colors. I think I'm gonna go with the more ballerina color because I'm also going to use this shade of Rhode, which is the ribbon shade. So again, very ballerina, very Sandy Liang, very cutesy, very girly, very all this stuff. Okay, let's get into how I got ghosted. The scene was 2023. It was going on my first date via online app dating. I had never been on a date with a boy from the app. It was my first time. And I just want to show you guys how pretty the liner looks. That is a really pretty playful color. I love it. Okay, so anyway, I don't even care. This man is never going to watch this. So his name was and he was so cute. He was like half white, half Middle Eastern, and he had this gorgeous blue eyes and like dirty blonde hair. And I remember that one of his Hinge prompts was, I go crazy for a classy girl. And I was like, wow, love that. That's me. I'm like, I'm right here, bae. And so we just started talking about a bunch of things, specifically Asia, because I had just traveled there, or maybe I was like planning to do another trip that ended up not happening, but he was traveling there for work. We connected about that, and then after 2 days of talking, he's like, what are you doing? Do you want to go to Soho House with me? And I was just like, sure. So I went to Soho House and got there around 7. I hated my outfit. I could have done so much better, but like, I don't know. And also my hair was still a little wet, which isn't a big deal, but I don't like going places when my hair is like damp. I feel most confident when it's like dry and big and fluffy. And so, wait, let me get my lip. Let me get my Rhode lip. And so the date was perfect. We talked about everything. We talked about life, fears, family, previous relationships, and like what more so like what we've learned from previous relationships, values, faith. He was just so cutie pie, and I felt super safe with him. And so yeah, we talked about everything for 5-6 hours. I remember I got home like at midnight, but he called my Uber and I went home. And oh, I remember now why we were talking about Asia, because I was leaving to Singapore a couple of days later on a family vacation. And so I was like, shoot, like, I'm going to Singapore. Like, I would love to see this guy again next week, but like, I'm leaving for like a full month almost on vacation. And so during that vacation, we were texting back and forth, very flirty, all the things. And then the moment I got back into the city, he hit that unfollow button and literally disappeared. I think like, I was never going to be the one to be like, I'm back, let's hang out. I'm just very like, traditional in the sense that like I prefer boys to make most of the first moves. I do believe in like showing interest and giving openings to guys, but I was never gonna be the one to be like, let's hang out again. And so yeah, that was basically it. He kind of had like a social media presence, which honestly I wasn't too keen on. That's actually the next question. The next question is, what's your biggest ick? My biggest ick is if a man has social media. Like, only I can be on social media. And social media is my job, so I guess it's different, but I just like, I don't know, a man on social media is not my favorite thing. I mean, of course are exceptions, like never say never, but personally, that is my ick. That's actually one of my prompts on social media, like on dating apps. That is one of my prompts across all the apps is, wait, I can actually look it up right now. It's green flags I look for: you have zero social media presence or are a nerd, which is true. Well, now that I'm here, let's go through my profile, shall we? This is my opening picture. It says pre-coffee me. Then it says, this year I really want to learn how to ride a bike, learn French, be a little silly, dance a lot to Bad Bunny. Then I have freelancer as my career. I'm not about to put influencer, guys. Like, oh my gosh, no. University of Florida, because I went to University of Florida, and home, Miami/Columbia. 5'2", 25 years old, no smoking, no drinking, no drugs. I'm sober. Me in the wild, I have this with like a snowy pic, but I think when it gets to summer, I'm gonna do a summery pic. And then you had to be there is this picture. A lot of people like that picture, I wonder why. Then I have the green flags I look for, which I already said. Me and my best friends, cute little wholesome vibe. The key to my heart, I saw this and thought of you. Like, okay, you're cute. I hope they read it in that exact way, but I know they won't because they don't know who I am. Post coffee me. So, okay, so pre-coffee me was that serious selfie at the beginning. Post coffee me is that cute little smiley face. And then caption this photo, which is actually a video, and it's me on my farm in Colombia with a little lamb. So that's my hinge. Period. Nobody asked for it, but I thought it was a good segue. Okay, we're gonna go in with this gorgeous Pat McGrath blush. Skin Fetish Divine Blush Duo in Paradise Glow. The next question is if I have beef with anyone. No. There are some people on my okay, I see list, but like, no. At the end of the day, I wish them well. I wish them well. And also I'm like very like give people the benefit of the doubt. If I have a bad interaction with someone, I'm always like, oh, they probably had a bad day, you know? No, I don't have beef with anyone. What was your career journey up until becoming a content creator? So I never worked a 9 to 5. Let me try to give you the story in a nutshell. I graduated early from the University of Florida in December of 2021. At this point, I had been interning during the semester as a photography intern at Victoria's Secret Pink, but that internship came to a close when I graduated. And I spent 3 to 4 months kind of looking for a new job. And I got approached by L Brands, which is Victoria's Secret / Bath & Body Works / Pink, about a really cool new position that they were opening. And I went through, I got the job. But essentially, there was an issue with the legal team that because I had been gaining a big following during this time, that I couldn't pick up any other deals on my Instagram if I wanted to work this 9 to 5, which I can't reiterate enough. This was my dream position. Like, dream. Like, the job description, everything was everything I ever wanted. It was almost like, it wasn't creative director in seniority, but it was like creative direction, it was photography, it was social media, it was mixing all these types of things that I loved. And it was so hard to say no to that. But I tried to reason and be like, can I just not take up brand deals that, you know, are with brands of the same category? Ultimately, legally speaking, we couldn't come up with a solution. And I decided that if I didn't go for my influencer career now, it would be so much harder to work the 9 to 5 and quit that stability than it was to just go full force on my dreams. And it was such a stressful time for me because I had just moved to New York City. Like the moment I got the job offer, I moved to New York City. And then like 4 days into being in New York City, I didn't have the job anymore. And I was like, what? There was so much crying involved just because I had fear of the future. And then I remember my first day being an influencer, I'm walking around Soho with my bestie Chase, and literally I get stopped by a gorgeous soul, and this girlie tells me, I follow you on Instagram and I just want to say you're a huge inspiration to me. I'm Latina and it makes me so happy to see someone take up space who is of my same background. That is the first time I've ever, not that I get stopped all the time, that's not the case at all, but it was my first time ever getting stopped by someone in my community, and I started bawling in front of this poor girl. I was like, you have no idea how much it means to me. And then I started oversharing and telling her that I had a job offer and then I said no to it, or you know, whatever. That was my first day on the job as an influencer. Of course I cried, not even surprised. Okay, if you weren't an influencer, what would you be doing with your life? I would probably be in my 9 to 5 era, probably at Victoria's Secret Pink, but I want to be cute and say like in another life I was an actor. Okay, here's the thing. I have Broadway dreams, but no Broadway talent. I'm like Trisha Paytas. I'm delusional like her, and I feel like I can end up in a TV show like The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm like, can I just like go on a show and be myself and like call it acting? Like, is that, like Jennifer Coolidge does that. Obviously I'm not Jennifer Coolidge, like guys, but like, I'm like, I want to do that. That's so fun. I'm like, okay, I'm a theater girl at heart. I'm like Ben Platt, the collab when. Like, I just love everything about theater. I wish I would have done theater when I was in high school because I'm just a theater kid. I actually get asked so much if I did theater when I was little, and I never did, and I don't know why. I don't know why. And yeah, I want to say like in another life I was a theater kid. And the other day I was playing fishbowl with my friends, which is like charades, and everyone's like, wow, Sarah, you should be an actor. And I'm like, so who's gonna hire me? So who's gonna hire me? Thank you. By the way, that was the Hourglass mascara, one of the only mascaras that I love and trust because I have straight lashes, meaning, you know, the product always ends up staining the bottom of my eye, like under eye. So Hourglass, I love you so much. I've never found a replacement that is as good as you. Anyway, last question. Do you have any upcoming travels? Yes, I do, and I'm determined to have a vacation boyfriend. Okay, first we have a Miami trip at the end of this month with Moroccan Oil. It's a brand trip. They're taking me to the US Open. Last time I went to the US Open was with my dad when I was very, very little, and so I'm excited. Oh my gosh, I want to have a honey juice so badly, which is like one of the official like trendy drinks that people have there. I'm literally sober, but I just a little sip, you know? And my friend is having an engagement party, so I'm gonna go, and I know I'm gonna cry because I'm a sucker for love, and it's yeah. And then in May time, I'm going to Italy and the Greek islands with Chase. We're being taken by the travel agency EF Ultimate Break, and we have to like just make content at the places that we're going to, which we were gonna do anyway, so we just have to like slap on the tag and say that they took us there, which I'm like, okay, claim. Anyway, let me read you the itinerary because it's awesome. Okay, it's Florence, Rome, Athens, Paros, and Santorini. And I'm so excited because the whole point of this travel agency is so that people can travel, young adults can travel with people their age, so like in their 20s-ish. I don't know what like the age group specifically is, but that's why I'm like, okay, I need my Euro summer fling. Like, what? I'll keep you posted on that. Okay, I'm just because we were speaking about Miss Bella at the beginning of this video, I'm gonna do a little bit of nightcap for the day. Since it's a little bit gloomy today, it makes sense that I wear this fragrance. It's a little dark and mysterious. Okay, this was so much fun, but honestly, I yapped so much. I need to drink a full bottle of water and then lay down before going to teach these children. Moral of the story is that I'm self-aware to the point of exhaustion. I'm perhaps going to start being in my acting era, and my type is borderline gay men. Comment down below anything that you'd like to overshare or something that you haven't told someone ever before, because this is a safe space. I want to know that I'm not alone in my little yapping sesh, because if it's gonna be a FaceTime, there needs to be a two-way conversation, you know what I'm saying? More oversharing is coming soon on the podcast. Don't tell anyone yet, but if I get in a Euro summer situationship, you will be the first to know. Don't worry, bestie. Okay, te quiero mucho. Bye.